Um astro de muitas faces. Comediante número 1, também dirigiu seus próprios filmes e entrou com sucesso na televisão e no teatro.
No próximo domingo, 20 horas, Mundo apresenta um artista genial que esteve a serviço do riso. Jerry Lewis. Ele nasceu em 16 de março de 1926, em meio a uma família judia.
Ainda que a chegada ao mundo tenha sido muito dura e piorou com o passar dos anos, ele conseguiu superar a distância física e afetiva de seus pais, que se dedicavam ao mundo do espetáculo.
Quando conheceu seu sócio e amigo Jim Martin, sua carreira se consolidou ainda mais.
Por todas estas razões, encerrando o ciclo de astros do cinema e da televisão, Mundo selecionou Jerry Lewis como personagem de Biografia da Semana.
69-year-old wacko. Ha!
Olá, eu sou Jack Perkins. Bem-vindo a Biografias. Jerry Lewis é absolutamente original. É sempre imitado, mas é insuperável. Um astro muito versátil que realizou a arte da comédia de várias maneiras. Ele escreveu e dirigiu filmes de sucesso, foi astro na televisão e no teatro. Quando fez parceria com Jim Martin, formaram uma das duplas cômicas de maior sucesso da história do entretenimento. Todos os 16 filmes que fizeram juntos foram um sucesso de bilheteria. Obviamente, Jerry Lewis é mais do que um astro da comédia. Ele lutou incansavelmente contra a distrofia muscular. Enquanto o jovem Jerry Lewis fazia de tudo para arrancar gargalhadas da plateia, muitos anos mais tarde seu alcance era bem maior. Seu trabalho em O Rei da Comédia, com Robert De Niro, por exemplo, foi consagrado pela crítica. Hoje, examinaremos todas as faces desse talento prodigioso, porque Biografias apresenta o único e certamente inigualável Jerry Lewis. Na religião judaica, os rabinos ensinam que uma criança é o presente mais valioso que Deus pode dar a seu povo. Mas para os judeus russos que moravam na Rua 16 em Newark, Nova Jersey, nos anos 30, um novo bebê era apenas mais uma boca para alimentar. Em 1925, Danny Levitch, filho de um rabino, tentava se sustentar como cantor, usando o nome artístico de Danny Lewis, apresentando-se nos clubes e cafés de Newark. Naquela época, o bairro dos teatros de Newark rivalizava com a Broadway e atraía os maiores astros do país. A era do jazz estava a pleno vapor. Lojas como a Kresge's fizeram fortuna vendendo partituras das canções mais populares da época. Elas contratavam pianistas como Ray, a mulher de Danny, para apresentar as partituras aos clientes. Ray Lewis sonhava com o dia em que Danny seria um grande artista, assim como seu ídolo, Al Jolson, cujo pôster ela via todos os dias no caminho do trabalho. Danny e Ray estavam decididos a deixar seu bairro em troca da vida no show business. Mas havia pouco espaço para um bebê nesse tipo de vida. Mesmo assim, no dia 16 de março de 1926, depois de um trabalho de parto de 4 dias, Ray Lewis foi levado às pressas para a maternidade na Clinton Avenue. O parto não foi fácil. Os médicos usaram tanto éter que 2 dias depois, seu bebê ainda estava inconsciente. O pequeno Joey Levitch, a quem o mundo conheceria como Jerry Lewis, fez uma viagem difícil para entrar neste mundo. Os médicos, temendo uma lesão cerebral, aconselharam que uma punção lombar fosse feita. Mas, por sorte, Jerry havia sido abençoado por um anjo da guarda, a mãe de Ray, Sarah Rothberg, que não permitiu a cirurgia. Após alguns dias, Jerry finalmente acordou são e salvo em seus braços. Vovó Sarah, como ele sempre a chamaria, tornou-se influência orientadora na vida de Jerry Lewis.
My grandmother was an apostle. She used to say to me, if you can tell me that lady arrived on this earth any differently than you did, you can treat her any way you want. So when I needed wisdom, information, and articulation and profundity, I go to Grandma.
Danny Lewis deixou Newark em busca do estrelato. Ray era sua pianista. Não queriam mais ter filhos.
I knew him way back. He was an entertainer around 29, 30, 31. Kind of a vain person, and loved show business and fancied himself like another Jolson. He was like a middle-of-the-road entertainer, you know, which most of the people at that time were. He did the Jolson-type songs, and that was his act. He was very ambitious, Danny. He always had the eyes to be a big star, which he never made. I knew him to be a lot in burlesque, and Jerry was left with his grandmother or grandfather. Yeah, for the most part.
Jerry foi morar com a avó em Irvington, uma cidade pequena nos arredores de Newark, que não tinha uma comunidade judaica tão grande. Na verdade, Jerry veio a saber que muitos moradores de Irvington não gostavam de judeus. Nesta casa na periferia, eles tinham uma pereira no jardim. Jerry e Sarah criaram um mundo próprio.
We play acted and pretended so much. And I would do all of my crazy shticklach and everything else. And she would laugh and she would say, that's wonderful. And she used to commend my body rhythm. She believed in me passionately.
Os dias solitários da infância de Jerry na Rutgers Avenue estenderam-se por anos. Seu pai e Ray telefonavam para dar notícias, mas raramente vinham para casa. Jerry passava a maior parte do tempo na casa de seu amigo Jiggy Siegel, que ficava a 2 portas da sua.
He was very friendly with my younger brother, Siggy. They used to play together, fight a lot together. I don't think he had too much fun because he was alone. Most of the time he was with his grandmother. And I guess looking back or thinking about it, it probably was because his parents were on the road.
Quando os Estados Unidos mergulharam na depressão, milhões de pessoas ficaram desempregadas, sem esperanças para o futuro. Como muitos que foram obrigados a abandonar seus sonhos, Danny Lewis parou de perseguir o estrelato. Para sustentar a família, diminuiu suas ambições e foi trabalhar no Bushmount, uma cadeia de hotéis judaicos que ia de Nova York à costa de Nova Jersey. Em 1931, quando o Stevens Milk Hotel contratou Danny Lewis para a temporada de verão, ele e Ray foram buscar Jerry, que aos 5 anos de idade estava pronto para estrear nos palcos.
I only remember my dad coming to the stage left wing and grabbing my hand. Taking me to the center of the stage, I sang Brother Can You Spare a Dime, and when I was supposed to take my bow, my foot slipped and it fell into the footlight and it exploded. It scared me half to death, and the audience laughed, and I heard myself get my first laugh from an audience. And I liked the laugh I got better than the applause I got. And that's why I'm here today, this crazy 69-year-old wacko. Ha!
Jerry Lewis nunca se esquecerá do verão de 1931. Foi uma das raras vezes em que pôde passar mais de uma semana com seus pais artistas, Danny e Ray. Quando eles voltaram para a estrada sem ele, Jerry mergulhou no desespero. De volta a Irvington, entrou na primeira série na Union Avenue Grammar School. Jerry costumava acordar cedo para poder tomar café da manhã na casa de seu amigo. Não porque estivesse com fome, mas porque desejava fazer parte da família.
Jerry was approximately 7 or 8 years old, and he always came to the back door of our house, and he would ask my mother for pineapple juice. My mother used to say, Jerry, I'll give you a pineapple juice if you'll sing me a song. And Jerry had a great voice, and pre-teenage, like a high-pitched soprano, and he sang beautifully. My mother used to love to hear him sing, and the pineapple juice was always a thing. Maybe within herself, maybe she felt sorry for Jerry, I don't know. She could have.
Em meados da década de 30, Danny e Ray Lewis eram contratados para longas temporadas no circuito dos hotéis Bosch, tendo de ficar hospedados e trabalhar juntos no mesmo hotel durante muitas semanas. Isso possibilitava que chamassem Jerry para ficar com eles ou entediá-lo com parentes que moravam por perto. Depois de 2 anos morando na casa de parentes, Jerry finalmente voltou para a casa de sua avó Sarah e para a Union Avenue Grammar School em junho de 1936. Mas o que o aguardava lá era uma experiência que ele jamais se esqueceria.
It's promotion day. The teacher asks all of the class to stand along the blackboard, which leads to the in and out of the classroom, with the exception of Jerry Lewis. So that now the entire class is standing against that wall, and all of the seats are empty, except in the middle of the room at one desk is Jerry Lewis. That told that class and me I was left back. I had been in so many schools for the last 2 years, but there was no way they could promote me. I was just so far behind. So at the age of around 10, I knew what trauma meant. The humiliation that I felt.
Sua avó disse a Danny e Ray, nunca mais façam isso com ele. Depois disso, ele viveu permanentemente com ela e frequentou a escola regularmente. Para ganhar um dinheiro extra, Jerry trabalhou em empregos esquisitos, mas não conseguia mantê-los por muito tempo.
Well, Jerry worked for the Roxy drugstore as a soda jerk. He was always clowning around. He would take the scoops of ice cream and just flip in the air and try to catch them. He just did it spontaneously. This was Jerry. Jerry's always crazy that way. After he would pull his comedy act, they would just bounce him and fire him. Say, Jerry, we don't want you.
Durante seu primeiro ano no colegial, Jerry provocou uma explosão no laboratório de química. Foi encaminhado ao enfurecido diretor que o chamou de judeu imbecil. Jerry deu um murro tão forte na boca do diretor que ele perdeu um dente. Na mesma hora, foi expulso da Irvington High e colocado na Essex County Vocational School. Nesse mesmo ano de 1941, sua avó teve um ataque e foi levada às pressas para o hospital. Quando Jerry ligou no dia seguinte, avisaram-no de que ela havia falecido. Ele pensou que isso queria dizer que ela estava bem, até que lhe explicaram que ela estava morta. Aos 15 anos de idade, Jerry não tinha onde morar pela primeira vez na vida. Não tendo mais para onde enviá-lo, Danny Lewis perguntou a Charles Brown, dono de um hotel, se ele poderia hospedar Jerry. Para agradar Danny, que era diretor social, Brown contratou Jerry como ajudante. Enquanto trabalhava no hotel, Jerry estava sempre divertindo seus colegas de trabalho, que eram todos adolescentes. Menos Irving Kay, que tinha 40 anos, era ex-comediante e o mensageiro mais velho do hotel. Ele se tornou o maior fã de Jerry. O primeiro número de Jerry chamava-se Dublagem. No palco, ele dublava as músicas tocadas por uma vitrola escondida. Uma noite, Irving convenceu o dono de um restaurante local a deixar Jerry fazer seu número de dublagem durante um jantar. O público adorou. Danny Lewis era contra Jerry seguir a carreira artística. Ficou tão bravo com Irving por ter encorajado Jerry que fez com que fosse demitido. Mas Jerry lhe deu apoio e convidou Irving para ser seu empresário. Juntos, deixaram o hotel. Irving foi para o Brooklyn e conseguiu marcar o primeiro show de Jerry no Lowe's Pitkin, ganhando $11 por noite. Nos 2 anos que se seguiram, o jovem Jerry Lewis se apresentou em quase todas as espeluncas da costa leste. Irving Kay, como um pai dedicado, viajava com ele por toda parte.
We used to work these military dances, and he was one of the acts. He'd be working like for $12 a night, $11 a night, whatever. And he was crazy. Remember, I used to wear a toupee, and I was always worried that he's going to pull it off. We got very friendly in those days.
No seu 18º aniversário, o serviço militar rejeitou a participação de Jerry na Segunda Guerra. Os médicos descobriram que ele tinha um tímpano furado e um problema cardíaco. Foi a primeira vez que Jerry fez um exame médico de verdade. Longe de ficar constrangido por sua situação militar, ele ignorou o diagnóstico. Então, numa tarde de agosto de 1944, na porta de um teatro de Detroit, Jerry Lewis, aos 18 anos, conheceu uma cantora chamada Patty Palmer. O que ele viu nos olhos dela o fez acreditar que a solidão havia terminado.
I was working with Ted Fiorito and his band, and I had on my wedgies, and my hair was pulled back. I was wearing a brown jacket. And Jerry was, I didn't see him until he was on stage. I used to stand in the wing and watch. And here I thought he was Italian because he had such beautiful black hair with a big pompadour, And we met and talked, and he took me out to have a pizza one night. And he came in with lipstick on his collar, and I thought, oops. Although we hadn't committed to each other, that time.
Patty era 6 anos mais velha do que Jerry e sua carreira estava começando a decolar. Jerry a perseguiu implacavelmente.
He saw my mother at the theater one day, and he said, I'm going to marry your daughter. And he did. He wrote on the mirror, let's fill these. And there was a pair of little baby shoes sitting down on my dressing table.
Patty foi para Buffalo com sua banda, enquanto Jerry voltava para Nova York com Irving Kay. Eles se hospedaram no Holland Hotel, a poucos passos de Danny e Ray. O tempo havia passado, mas a sorte estava ao lado de Jerry. Ele tinha uma temporada de 3 semanas no Glass Hat Club, no Belmont Plaza Hotel. Na tarde da noite de estreia, Jerry estava verificando o pôster de seu espetáculo no saguão do hotel, quando o homem mais bonito que ele havia visto saiu do elevador. Seu rosto era perfeito, exceto por uma pequena cicatriz no nariz devido a uma cirurgia plástica recente. Jerry olhou para o pôster e percebeu que a foto daquele homem ocupava o lugar de destaque do cartaz. Embaixo estava escrito Dean Martin, o primeiro crooner americano. Acabado de ser contratada como a nova cantora da banda de Jimmy Dorsey.
Oh, he used to be starstruck. He'd sit in the back of the Capitol Theater and watch my shows. Then he came to the Pennsylvania Hotel when I was working with Jimmy Dorsey, and used to sit there and watch me and wait for me until I got through, and then he'd take me home.
I knew them when they were going together, and then I wasn't at the wedding, but it hurt the mother, it hurt Ray, that Patty was not Jewish. She didn't like the idea of him marrying out of his faith. But that wasn't important to Jerry.
They didn't want us to get married because I was a shiksa to start with, and his grandfather was a rabbi. And, but we got married.
Jerry se apresentou no Glass Hat por mais 16 semanas. Ele e Patty se mudaram para o Belmont Plaza Hotel. Enquanto morava no Belmont Plaza, Jerry costumava ver Dean Martin no café do hotel. Algumas semanas depois, Jerry foi apresentado a Dean por seu velho amigo Sonny King. Eles convidaram Jerry para ir ao quarto de Sonny no Bryan Hotel para tomar drinks e contar histórias. Dean era 9 anos mais velho que Jerry e tinha um programa de rádio na WMCA e era a principal atração dos melhores clubes do leste de Chicago. Dean começou como comerciante do Sindicato dos Apostadores de Ohio e chegou a lutar boxe profissional sob o pseudônimo de Kid Crochet. Era casado, tinha 3 filhos e conhecido no circuito das casas noturnas por sua reputação de mulherengo. Jerry foi logo conquistado pelo charme e simpatia de Dean e não parava de lhe contar episódios engraçados de sua vida agitada noite adentro. No inverno de 1944, a Segunda Guerra estava terminando. Jack Siegel voltou para a casa da Marinha.
Jerry, at that time, was in town. He lived in Lehigh Avenue in Newark. And we just rekindled our friendship. That was a beautiful marriage. Patty was very sweet, pretty. She was pregnant with Gary at that time.
Gary Lewis nasceu no dia 31 de julho de 1945.
And he said to me, I'll never have one child. I'll have many, but I'll never have one child. Because I don't want my children to feel like I felt being alone.
Jerry Lewis ainda não tinha uma carreira sólida, mas tinha algo que sempre quis, uma família.
This is what he wanted, and he did it. He acted 9, but he was always 57. He was always very sharp, if you know what I mean.
Durante o ano de 1945, Jerry costumava encontrar Dean pela estrada. Às vezes estavam na mesma cidade, ou agendados na mesma boate.
The first time I met Dean was at Lindy's on Broadway. Everybody went there after the theater or whatever. And he saw Dean sitting in the front booth. And he went over to say hello to him. And he said, sit down. So we sat down with Dean. And I could see there that he was so happy to be sitting with Dean Martin.
Para todos os efeitos, Jerry queria Dean como amigo muito antes de pensar na possibilidade de formarem uma dupla. Em março de 1946, Jerry terminava um acordo de 6 meses com o clube Havana Madrid, na Times Square. Ficou tão famoso que os donos da boate lhe ofereceram uma festa de despedida para comemorar o seu 20º aniversário. Coincidentemente, Dean também estaria se apresentando naquela noite. Jerry convidou Jack Siegel e sua esposa para a festa.
Dean was the headliner because he had a great voice. And while Dean Martin was out there singing, Jerry came from backstage, mimicking him. Whatever Dean Martin did in front singing to the audience, Jerry was doing crazy things behind him. He was making gestures like Dean Martin he went like this, had nose surgery, and he was absolutely hysterical, hilarious. People just flipped.
Em julho, Jerry se apresentou em Atlantic City, na maior boate da cidade, o 500 Club. Pertencente à máfia da Filadélfia e gerenciado por Skinny DeMotto, o clube era famoso por seus frequentadores mafiosos. O emprego pagava o suficiente para Jerry trazer Patty e Gary com ele.
I saw his first show, and the male singer on the bill was not very good. So they needed another singer, and Jerry said, I know somebody.
Dean chegou no 500 Club no dia 25 de julho. Jerry contou a Skinny que ele e Dean haviam feito muitas coisas engraçadas juntos. Então a boate apresentaria um número cômico junto com o cantor.
The first show they did together wasn't very funny, so the boss said, hey, you gotta be funny. So Jerry started carrying trays of dishes and glasses and making them fall. And, well, anyhow, they became a team that night. And then after that, you couldn't get a seat in the club.
Nos fins de semana, o público fazia filas imensas para vê-los.
After the first night he was on a stage with me, I knew we had lightning in a bottle. He was just hoping to get through the 2 weeks so we could pay a car payment.
Os bons tempos começaram. Dean e Jerry eram um sucesso onde quer que se apresentassem. Irving Kay ainda era o empresário de Jerry e integrante permanente de seu séquito. Nunca ocorreu a qualquer dos dois contratar um escritor de piadas, pois ninguém poderia ser mais engraçado para eles do que eles mesmos. Em março de 1947, eram a principal atração do Capitol Theatre. Esses foram os dias mais felizes. Dean e Jerry alcançavam o alto da escada do show business e as grandes oportunidades surgiam. Sua fama e amizade cresciam.
When I took him for the tux 2 weeks after we were doing it, he said, "What the hell do we need tuxes for?" I said, "Because before the end of a year, we're going to be making around $5,000 a week." He said, "You're fucking crazy. You're nuts. We're going to go and spend $300 apiece for tuxedo." I said, "Trust me. Let's just do it. We're going to have to look like what they're spending." And in less than 6 months, we were getting $5,000 a week.
Em outubro, era uma principal atração do Copacabana, o clube mais famoso do mundo.
Come to me, my melancholy baby.
Can I check my rubbers, please?
Now, why don't you leave him in the car like the rest of the boys do? Hello, man. Don't you be blue.
I don't see where this is more fun than going up the room.
You know, it was like fresh. And it was largely due to Jerry, because he was a crazy little son of a bitch, boy. You know, but fun. It was like, you couldn't wait to get to the next show.
I'm like a heckler, ain't I?
Yes, sure. And before we leave town, how about you seeing the World's Fair? What do you say?
Oh, I saw that already. That's not as wonderful as the RCA show. Have you been over there? They have the 37-inch cathode tube with the resistor plugs and the color bulbs. It's just magnificent. Now, tomorrow, we're going to the Botanical Gardens to see the seaweed exhibit, barefooted. Yes, that is wonderful. And I will tell you that on Thursday, we're going over to Grand Central Palace. I hear that the new hardware show with the newest nuts and bolts are the greatest. And if you people were smart, you would see these things. It's just magnificent. It's very educational. It broadens the mind. But you see, you sit in nightclubs. This is very wrong. You're sinners, each and every one of you. You're all sinners because you men and you women, you're drinking. It can only wind up one way. Are we going to the room or not?
Dean e sua mulher Betty tinham 3 filhos e esperavam o 4º. As famílias estavam próximas. Jerry e Patty combinavam passeios com os Martins sempre que podiam. Esperavam que Dean passasse mais tempo com Betty e as crianças, já que agora tinha condições financeiras de estar com sua família. Patty Lewis e Betty Martin ficaram grandes amigas. enquanto que seus maridos eram praticamente irmãos. Em 1948, Dean e Jerry fizeram sua primeira viagem a Hollywood para se apresentarem nos Lapsy Maxis, o clube mais badalado da cidade. Agora eram o principal espetáculo dos Estados Unidos. Lotavam a casa todas as noites. Todos os grandes estúdios queriam fechar um contrato de longo prazo com Dean e Jerry. Mas Hal Wallis era um produtor que tinha um objetivo: estar na frente de todo mundo.
Paramount wanted Martin Lewis. Hal Wallis wanted them, and he had the Paramount connection. Wallis was Paramount. He was releasing through Paramount, and we would be at Paramount because that's where he had his company.
Wallis contratou a dupla. Mas para o filme de estreia de Dean e Jerry, submeteu-os a testes individuais em papéis principais separados.
Geniuses have to stand in line.
Este foi o único teste de cinema que Jerry Lewis fez, uma adaptação de uma famosa novela de rádio chamada My Friend Irma, em que foi erroneamente escolhido para fazer o papel do namorado de Mary Nelson, Al.
Enough to make a guy do something desperate.
Oh, Al, you mean you're going to get a job?
Irma, watch your language. Now, Chicken, how long have you been going with me?
5 years.
And how long is it since I've worked?
5 years.
Now, don't you think that's pretty consistent?
Oh, I appreciate
Now,
it,
let's
Al.
not quibble, Chicken. Now, you know I love you, honey, but it's just a question of time until one of my deals come through.
Foi tão desastroso que Wallis sugeriu manter Dean no filme e expulsar Jerry. Desesperado, Jerry procurou o roteirista e criou um novo personagem, Seymour, o colega de Dean. My Friend Irma foi um grande sucesso. John Land terminou interpretando Al, o vigarista. Jerry acabou roubando a cena.
What does Lewis do? Can't describe him, Joe. Got to see him to believe him.
What's that? A male seal, a female seal, both together, a baby seal,
E assim começou uma batalha de 10 anos entre Lewis e Wallace por causa de scripts e personagens.
Now, he happened to have been a great editor in drama. Summer and Smoke, Sheba. He did some incredibly wonderful things like Casablanca. But when it came to comedy, he had a sense of humor like a menstrual period.
Wallace, logo após My Friend Irma, fez My Friend Irma Goes West.
Stick him up.
O filme rendeu 2 vezes mais que o anterior. E Wallace se tornou o melhor amigo de Jerry, por um tempo. Em dezembro de 1948, Dean e Jerry se apresentavam no Beachcomber Club, em Miami, quando Dean conheceu uma modelo de 21 anos, Jeannie Bigger. Poucas semanas depois, ele estava se divorciando de Betty, que acabava de se mudar de Nova York com seus 4 filhos. 8 meses depois, Dean e Jeannie se casaram. Jerry foi o padrinho. Patty Lewis e Jeannie Martin nunca foram amigas. Esta foi uma das primeiras divergências entre Dean e Jerry. Em 1950, Jerry e Patty compraram sua primeira casa em Pacific Palisades e adotaram seu segundo filho, Ronnie. Sua casa se tornou o lugar favorito de escritores e atores aspirantes, inclusive de seus melhores amigos, Tony Curtis e Janet Leigh.
For the first few years of our marriage, Jerry and Patty were almost our life. I mean, we spent almost like every weekend there.
Jerry estava fascinado por todos os aspectos do cinema. Reuniu um grupo de amigos íntimos que tinham talento e habilidade para ajudá-lo a fazer seus próprios filmes. Formou sua própria produtora, chamando-a de Garron, em homenagem a seus filhos Gary e Ronnie. Construiu um auditório em sua casa com uma sala de projeção profissional.
He kept getting equipment, cameras, tripods, and lights, and a cutter, an editing machine. And he said, we can make a picture here, you know? And we said, yeah, why not?
Todos os filmes de Jerry eram imitações, que satirizavam os recursos dramáticos dos anos 50, como A Menina dos Olhos de Hal Wallace, Come Back Little Shiksa.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see the madams of the household.
Madam of the house? See here, young lady, this is a respectable home. We have no hookers here.
You desire to speak with me? Oh, yes. I saw your sign outside, and I'd like to rent your room. I think I like it here. Well, that's good. But first, a few questions, you know. Do you, drink? Oh, yes. Do you smoke? Oh, yes. Do you like men? Oh, the most. Well, that's good. You can't be too careful, you know.
Come on in there, baby.
What are you, Ducky? Sleep well?
Oh, like a rock. Big rock. Ooh, big rock. What's for breakfast?
Have your favorite, dear. Oatmeal with Kimmel, brandied eggs, sauterne toast, and coffee.
Plain coffee? Just plain old coffee you're forgetting, baby.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. Sheba,
Yes, ma'am.
would you put some vermouth to boil for the doctor's coffee, please?
That girl, baby boy, I don't know what I'd do without you, boy.
O término dos filmes de Jerry era comemorado nos moldes das grandes festas de estreia, recepcionadas por Jerry e seus amigos.
It's about a half hour before preview time, and here we are, the gathering of the club. And we're just getting ready to receive all our guests and visitors for the world premiere of Come Back Little Shiksa, our latest effort.
And coming up the walk is Irving K. with another hooker. Wow, she must have a car.
Yes, she drove them.
Well, make way for the people. We'll see you later.
A elite de Hollywood lotava a sala de exibição de Jerry para ver o filme e assistir à distribuição dos prêmios Garon aos atores, escritores e diretores. Até os chefões da Paramount compareciam.
Yeah, one thing I'm glad about, and that is that Jerry becoming a producer makes him subject to the abuse of actors, writers, and everybody else.
Oh,
I've been getting that for a long time.
I never thought of that. We might get him other pictures completely.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the stars. These are the stars of my production, Come Back Little Shiksa, I should say our production, Garon. Dean Martin and Mrs. Patty Lewis, and I want to say you both did a beautiful job tonight.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Lewis. Looks like I'm still doing the same picture.
Well, that's ginger ale.
Ginger ale with a lot of hard ice.
You were wonderful tonight, Mom.
Yes, you were.
I could never have done it without the director,
Where's the director?
Danny Arnold.
You could have done it without him,
No,
dear.
I couldn't. No.
Well, you had pretty good
I never-
supporting help, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was leaning all over.
Em 1950, Jerry e Dean assinaram um contrato com a rede de televisão NBC para estrelar seu novo show de variedades.
Comedy Hour, starring Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
Diferente do cinema, a televisão estava na infância. Não havia regras muito rígidas e era ao vivo. Dean e Jerry estavam livres para improvisar e se expressar. Eles abriam todos os programas satirizando os trejeitos dos ricos.
It is nice to see you again, Geneva. You look so pretty.
It's nice to see you.
Well, good. Are you happy? Married and everything? That's nice. I want you to meet my little boy here, my partner, Jerry Lewis.
Hello, Jerry.
How are you? It's a nice place you have here. Very nice. Very nice. We don't have anything like this in Hollywood. I make pictures, you see.
Well, I do hope you'll make yourself at home and enjoy yourself.
This is, she married Mike Zett.
Mike Zett. It's very nice. You should be very happy with this very lovely
Sure.
girl.
You know, I haven't been to a wedding in some time, and you feel kind of strange. You don't know how to act, especially with the new bride.
Hey, look at all the presents.
My name is Harvey.
O show sempre contava com a ajuda generosa de Jerry, o garoto do momento.
Hey, could I hang around with you? Could I be with you fellas? Just to be in the gang? I mean, let me just be with you.
usual. Ain't that nice? Ha 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 ha. You want to see how I line? And I play hopscotch too. So we keep going over
Ué, Mari, quando...
Milhões de pessoas que não podiam pagar para ver Martin e Lewis no Swanky, agora podiam vê-los mensalmente na televisão de graça.
Oh, Marie. Hey, Marie. Quando es dona, je bear super taste. My don't me. Oh, no, watch out there. Go
The TV shows are what did it. Those Colgate shows. You know, they came from out of nowhere, these guys. They were like nothing, and all of a sudden, they're the biggest things in the country.
It's been wonderful. We love you all, and we hope we can see you at the Paramount July 4th for 2 weeks. Good night. God bless you all. Goodbye.
No dia 4 de julho de 1951, Dean e Jerry estrearam no Paramount Theater, na Times Square. 20 mil fãs lotaram a rua para vê-los. O trânsito parou. Chegaram a apresentar 8 shows num dia, das 10 da manhã até a meia-noite. Os que entraram primeiro estavam preparados para ficar no teatro o dia inteiro, para ver os 8 espetáculos. Enquanto isso, do lado de fora, milhares de pessoas faziam fila para comprar ingressos. Desesperados para esvaziar o teatro, os gerentes do Paramount sugeriram interromper a venda de pipocas e balas na vã esperança de eles irem embora. Mas Jerry teve uma ideia melhor. No fim do show, disse ao público que ele e Dean estariam apresentando um show especial da janela de seu quarto de hotel. O público mordeu a isca e saiu do teatro imediatamente. Jerry e Dean não só se apresentaram para a multidão, como distribuíram fotografias autografadas, roupas e até mesmo dinheiro. Jerry jogou 1000 notas de $1 pela janela durante a primeira semana. No fim dessa temporada de 2 semanas no Paramount, Martin e Lewis haviam ganhado quase $300 mil, quebrando o recorde de bilheteria de Frank Sinatra. Agora, os Estados Unidos não conseguiam mais se cansar de Martin e Lewis. Cada novo filme deles fazia mais sucesso do que o seu antecessor. Em 1952, o poder de Dean e Jerry atinge seu ápice com o lançamento de O Marujo Foi na Onda.
Jerry, you know you're a real killer, especially with the girls. Now, what's this terrific attraction you have for them?
Maybe it's my voice.
No, Jerry, it's not your voice. I think it's that dance at the Hawaiian luau that did the trick.
Numa época em que o ingresso de cinema custava 25 centavos, O Marujo Foi na Onda faturou $27 milhões no mundo inteiro. Seu contrato com a NBC e a Paramount foi aumentado para $2 milhões por ano, e suas aparições em público rendiam $250 mil por semana.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, my goodness. Look at all the nuts you can put in there. Oh, that's nice, Mr. Nichols. Hello, Herbie. On behalf of the government of Singapore, I would like to...
Do we, I hope the audience doesn't mind I get in front of Marilyn every once in a while, but do we get one of these, each of us?
No, we go to everyone's house and look at it.
6 anos antes, numa praia de Atlantic City, Dino Crossetti e Joey Levitch simulavam afogamentos numa tentativa de atrair o público a assistir seu espetáculo no 500 Club. Agora, Dean Martin e Jerry Lewis eram os reis do show business americano. E ninguém poderia destroná-los, a não ser eles mesmos. Dean Martin e Jerry Lewis eram o remédio ideal para um país que tentava se curar da Segunda Guerra. Eles nos fizeram acreditar que podíamos nos divertir de novo.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Em 1948, Jerry Lewis disse a um jornalista de Hollywood: "Tudo o que fazemos pode ser feito por qualquer ator, e até melhor. Mas o que sentimos um pelo outro, ninguém pode imitar. Não há 2 homens tão amigos quanto nós."
Well, that's certainly a pretty big dummy.
Yeah, you can know how big a dummy he is. Now, what's this? Hey! Did you take a bath this morning?
Why, is there one missing?
Na verdade, era pela relação que eles tinham um com o outro que os americanos se apaixonaram.
Huh? Well, you'll never get anywhere with that thing.
Why not?
Yeah. You've got to get something that looks human.
Keep slipping out. I'm sorry, you know. Human? Look at that. Genuine hair. Watch his head. Look.
Huh? Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Be my guest. Lift him up.
Lift him up, yes, sir.
O programa Colgate Comedy Hour da NBC transformou Dean e Jerry em parte integrante da paisagem nacional. Os americanos chegaram a considerá-los
You know,
seus
Doctor, I
parentes.
didn't know. You see? No, all right, all right. No, I... Oh. All right. You all right,
I'm going to examine you.
You are making an appeal for the victims of muscular dystrophy on television.
Em dezembro de 1951, fizeram seu primeiro apelo em nome da Associação da Distrofia Muscular, a pedido de um integrante da equipe de seu programa, cujo sobrinho de 10 anos estava morrendo dessa doença.
We'd like very much to say that this is a very, very worthy cause and a very, very difficult cause. There is no cure. It's 21 East 40th Street, New York, 16, New York. If you could find it in your hearts to send just something to help children who may die any day.
2 anos depois, em sua primeira campanha nacional, angariaram $4 milhões. Dean e Jerry tinham a fama e a fortuna que qualquer pessoa desejaria ter, mas ela teria seu preço. Pouco a pouco, o produtor Hal Wallace assumia o controle de sua vida profissional. Wallace estava convencido de que os fãs adolescentes de Jerry eram a chave para o grande retorno às bilheterias. Ele passou a aumentar os papéis de Jerry e a diminuir os de Dean. Em 1954, Wallace inicia a produção do próximo filme de Martin e Lewis, O Rei do Circo. O personagem de Dean só aparece na página 31 do script, meia hora depois do começo do filme.
What they didn't understand was they couldn't have seen me if he wasn't there. He was the spine of the whole act. I was fighting Wallace on it. I said, you can't have him come in 30 pages into the script.
Humilhado, Dean disse a Hal Wallace que não iria fazer o filme. Na primavera de 1954, comentava-se nas colunas de fofocas que Dean e Jerry iriam seguir caminhos diferentes.
Well, don't walk too fast or too far, because I want everyone to hear.
Maybe I can lose you.
Dean e Jerry planejaram aparecer no programa Person to Person para anunciar publicamente que haviam se separado.
Morrow.
Dean, you fellas must have had some high and low points in your partnership. What would you say has been the team's greatest single success?
Well, as a single, I was never a success. But I must say, in all seriousness, that as a single success, Jerry and I, to me, when Jerry and I met at the 500 Club in Atlantic City about 8 years ago, we woke up one morning and we found we were a team. That's all. That's the success I think we have.
So few people realize that Dean and I have had probably one of the greatest Damon and Pythias associations that any two men have ever had, and we were entitled to have the one beef that we did have in 8 years, but it cleared the air beautifully, and we like one another pretty much.
That's obvious, even from a distance of 3,000 miles.
Is that where you are?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Reatados, Dean e Jerry dedicaram-se à promoção nacional de seu novo filme, A Farra dos Malandros. O filme estreou em Atlantic City no 8º aniversário do primeiro show de Dean e Jerry no 500 Club. Foi uma grande comemoração para o que acabou sendo seu maior filme. Janet Leigh compareceu. Skinny DeMotto, seu antigo chefe do 500 Club, estava lá para lhes dar as boas-vindas. Por enquanto, estava tudo bem entre eles. Mas não demorou muito para as coisas ficarem amargas. Os cowboys palhaços que transformaram uma casa noturna num império multimilionário viraram prisioneiros de sua própria celebridade. Não tinham mais tempo de se apresentar em casas noturnas, onde passaram seus melhores momentos. E uma vez que suas esposas não se davam bem, raramente saíam juntos.
You know, they were very close. And then it started to wear off later. You know, other people get into the act and it changes things. Like Sammy Kahn and people, they'd say, hey, Dean, you could be another Cary Grant. You don't need him, you know. And so these things, and the wife, you know, Jeannie, she would, you don't need him, you know. It was too bad. I hated to see it break up.
Em 1956, o fim estava próximo. Em março, eles se apresentaram no Sands Hotel, em Las Vegas. Jerry ainda tentava desmentir os boatos de sua separação.
This is a year and 2 months ago, the last time, I should say, that Dean and I appeared in a nightclub. And strange as it may seem, this was the nightclub. And in the interim, there was a War and Peace episode, so to speak, a little feud they wrote about 6 months ago. And this feud, of course, was one that we weren't terribly happy about, you know. But I can understand you're laughing. But when you think about it, it's a nice thing because it was Dean who admitted I was wrong.
O anúncio oficial foi feito no dia 19 de junho de 1956, quando Luella Parsons declarou em sua coluna que Martin e Lewis iriam se separar após um show de despedida no Copacabana.
It took tremendous strength on his part to take a back seat to this idiot. And he took it for 10 years.
No dia 25 de julho de 1956, Martin e Lewis apareceram juntos pela última vez. Fazia exatamente 10 anos que Jerry e Dean se apresentaram pela primeira vez em Atlantic City.
You know, it was the end of an era. Very sad. Jerry wept. He broke down and it was like, you know, like a tragedy in his life.
Depois do show de despedida no Copa, Jerry voltou para Patty e as crianças, trêmulo e desesperado.
Jerry didn't want to lose Dean. He loved him very much.
2 semanas depois, Jerry e Patty estavam em Las Vegas em férias, quando o marido de Judy Garland ligou para seu quarto de hotel. Judy estava com laringite e queria que Jerry a substituísse no Cassino Frontier naquela noite. Era a primeira apresentação de Jerry sem Dean Martin em mais de 10 anos.
What did it feel like? Well, guts I've always had. You do what you have to do. But the only way I can describe the fear is you have to try to pull your top lip over your head to get some idea of what the fear was like. Then to walk out with that fear and see what you could do. After being with a partner for 10 years and everything we did was pretty well regimented.
Jerry pediu para Judy ficar no palco para o público poder vê-la. Apesar de ela não poder falar, pelo menos ele não estaria lá sozinho.
So I said to the conductor, I said, how does Judy get off when she finishes her act? He said, she sings rockabye. I said, play it. I sang it, stopped the show cold, and I was in a recording studio 3 days later. I made rockabye, and it sold over 7 million copies.
Com sua autoconfiança recuperada, Jerry lança seu primeiro filme sozinho pela Paramount. O Delinquente Delicado faturou 7 milhões de dólares, provando que Hal Wallis estava certo ao dizer que era Jerry e não Dean quem vendia o filme.
Delicate is really the word for Jerry, the funniest delinquent who ever made the Rogues Gallery.
I was just taking out the garbage can. How do I go to the electric chair with the thing on it? Oh, that's terrible.
Jerry saiu em turnê para promover o filme. Depois de mais de 20 anos, ele visitava Irvington e a Union Avenue Grammar School, onde havia sido reprovado na 6ª série.
When Irvington, New Jersey, wanted to make a Jerry Lewis Day, and the population of 63,000 turned out for the parade, and the board of regents of the school were honoring me at a luncheon, I said, I'd like to talk to the board of regents. I told them the story and what I went through, and the promoting process changed that day. They never ever did it again. That was the upside. The downside is that I'll never forget it.
It hurt.
Yeah. And that's why you do comedy, kid.
No auge da carreira, morando na mansão de Bel Air, que pertenceu a Louis B. Mayer, Jerry tornou-se um recluso que só confiava em sua mulher e em seus filhos.
The house, in a sense, was a sanctuary. It was his one place to run, where he didn't have to deal with the realities and the problems of the business. To us, he was always Dad. But as a child, to see him on a screen, a television, or in the theater, he all of a sudden became bigger than life, just as he did to any other viewer or fan. And there was always that disparity between the father we knew at home and the famous individual on the screen.
Hi, Ed. How are you?
Evening, Jerry. When did you get in from Las Vegas?
Oh, about 10 o'clock this morning. I am at the Sands Hotel doing a few shows a night. I ran in to do this delightful show of yours, and
Okay.
happy to do it again, and I have to fly back immediately after we're through.
Well, Jerry, where are Patty and the youngsters tonight?
Oh, they're inside. You want to come inside, be my guest?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Aha, I knew you were fooling around, and now I close you out, and you're back there.
Oh, here she is. Hello, darling. Are they all for you?
Are all hands accounted for upstairs, Patty?
Yes, the little ones are in bed, and the big ones are watching television.
Oh, television, excuse me. I promised to show them something. I'll be right back, Ed.
Right. Patty, do you ever get the feeling that maybe Jerry is working too hard, spreading himself too thin in too many different phases of the entertainment world?
Well, my husband loves what he's doing, and if he's happiest at it, then I'm happy, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Jerry Lewis mergulhou no trabalho. Estava determinado a provar que poderia ser tão bom sozinho quanto a dupla Martin e Lewis. Além de produzir 2 filmes por ano para a Paramount, Jerry também tinha um contrato com a NBC para fazer seu próprio programa de televisão. Em 1958, a pressão a que se submeteu lhe custou uma úlcera e teve um ataque do coração. Mesmo assim, recusava-se a trabalhar menos. Jerry dedicava-se passionalmente a seu pai. Costumava trazê-lo a seu programa para impulsionar sua carreira.
I would ordinarily get terribly upset at someone interrupting on the show, but this is my father, Mr. Danny Lewis, ladies and gentlemen.
Rock-a-bye your baby with a Dixie melody.
Sing it, Dad, sing it, Dad.
When you croon a tune, oh, let him have it, let him have.
Ninguém sabe dizer como Danny Lewis se sentiu quando seu filho vendeu 7 milhões de discos de uma música que ele havia cantado milhares de vezes. Jerry deu a seu pai tudo que o dinheiro poderia comprar. Mas por mais que tentasse, não conseguia lhe dar a fama que tanto seduziu Danny Lewis ou sua mulher. Para o seu aniversário de 50 anos, Jerry deu a Danny um carro feito sob medida pela General Motors.
I paid $100,000 to have that 4-door sedan made. And in 1958, that's a lot of money. I put red ribbons around. I drove it to his house. I went up to the door, rang the bell. I said, "Happy birthday, Dad, look." And he said, "It's not a convertible."
No ano seguinte, Danny ganhou o conversível que queria. Jerry fez mais 5 filmes para a Paramount, para cumprir com a sua responsabilidade pelo contrato de Martin e Lewis que ainda existia. Em 1960, assinou um contrato de $10 milhões com a Paramount, o maior na história do cinema. Jerry era o rei de Hollywood. Tinha controle total de seus filmes, inclusive da edição final.
He had this contract where he had complete autonomy, and he could make any picture he wanted up to $1 million in cost. So that was his game. His heart and soul was in the picture. Being a comic, you know, finish a take and he'd run around and dance and do his thing and fall, you know. I think it was temperamental and nervous and crazy and all those things that made him wonderful.
Jerry conseguia transformar um teste de cor numa cena.
What's your name, young fella?
Harvey Neck.
You realize you're in Hollywood now?
Yes, I got off the bus noon. I came in from Newark.
Newark? Where in Newark?
In Jersey.
Are you going to be an actor?
Well, they tell me if I can clear up my skin.
What's wrong with your skin?
Well, it has things on it.
Well, how'd you get those things?
From girls kissing.
You mean kissing with lips and nice kissing?
Oh, yes, there's this one girl I've been going with, Ralph. And, actually, that's the big problem, you see. I'm really very in awe of all of this. This is show folk, Tinseltown. Could I meet Ruby Keeler?
Os estúdios da Paramount eram seu parque de diversão. Ele tinha passe livre em todos os lugares.
368-1.
Na busca pela perfeição, ele se envolvia com todos os aspectos da produção.
I'm spending a fortune, and the grass comes up, and you can see the floor. See the floor? That's grass, and it's a floor.
Foi durante as filmagens de Cinderela Sem Sapatos, seu filme mais caro, que o ritmo frenético de trabalho finalmente o levou ao estresse.
I'll never forget you.
I was on the Paramount lot, and I went over to visit the day that he went up the grand red carpeted staircase. And as he got to the top, he had a heart attack before my eyes, and they had to take him away to the hospital.
Algumas semanas após o seu ataque, Jerry estava de volta ao trabalho.
He seemed kind of superhuman to be able to survive all that he did and keep going. He'd get so excited about ideas that he'd go without sleep and just work and work and work. He was a workaholic.
Em março de 1960, Jerry havia concluído Cinderela Sem Sapatos. A Paramount queria lançá-lo imediatamente naquele verão, mas Jerry sabia que era seu melhor trabalho e queria esperar para lançá-lo no Natal.
He says, if I give you another movie to release in the summer, would you hold Cinderella? And they said, Jerry, it's December or whenever it was quite late, January perhaps. And they said, how are you going to do that? He says, I'll do it. I'll promise you I will do it. I will deliver you a movie. And they said, okay. And he started writing The Bellboy.
The Bellboy, filmed completely in fabulous Miami, where Bellboy Jerry turns the fantastic Fontainebleau Hotel into his own private madhouse.
He wrote it and directed it and starred in it. There was no plot, zero plot, no dialogue for him.
Jerry filmou O Mensageiro Trapalhão em 3 semanas e ainda conseguia fazer apresentações à noite na boate do hotel. De lá, Jerry foi para o Sands Hotel em Las Vegas. Durante sua temporada de 3 semanas, num quarto embaixo de seu camarim, Jerry terminou a edição de O Mensageiro Trapalhão.
I didn't get a credit on it, but he gave me a lot of credit personally to other people that he helped me and he did this and he did that. So when the next picture came up, he said, how'd you like to write it with me? And that was The Ladies' Man.
All kinds of people told him he couldn't do it. Experts, of course. He built a 3-story building on C.B. DeMille's soundstage, and they built it precisely as you do a mansion. And what was different about it was this. He had every single room lit specifically for the idea of using it on a camera. And they were all on dimmers. So you could bring up one room, put 6 down, do 2. An unbelievable technical achievement. Secondarily, every room in that mansion was rigged for sound. Frankly, I believe with that film, Jerry established for me a career that I probably would not have had without that film.
H-E-R-B-E-R-T's Herbert. Not O-I-A-O. It's I-V Herbert. H-E-R-B-E-R-T for Herbert.
Herbert is to have his breakfast.
I'll see to it. Herbie. People don't know the difference in Herbie and Herbert. H-E-R-E Herbert is Herbert. I don't want no breakfast. I told her that's the worst thing in the house.
Oh. What? If Miss Mellon finds out, Mellon, ballerina dance.
Durante a produção de O Terror das Mulheres, Jerry adaptou uma câmera de vídeo à câmera de 35mm. Assim, poderia assistir imediatamente a cada tomada. Hoje, esse sistema auxiliar que Jerry inventou há 30 anos é o equipamento padrão de todos os estúdios de Hollywood.
348-1.
Jerry nunca esqueceu que sua equipe era tão dedicada quanto ele. Mantinha o ânimo elevado, preparando trechos especiais só para eles.
Go, Don. Joe. Move forward, Helen.
I love you.
624-2. $624-4. 624-6.
Em troca, a equipe facilitava as coisas para ele. No inverno de 1960, Jerry saiu em turnê para lançar Cinderela Sem Sapatos e doou os lucros para a causa que se tornou sua grande paixão, achar uma cura para a distrofia muscular.
A glimpse of the real reason he brought himself and his new movie to Chicago. The first of several appearances intended to spotlight public attention on the disease that is a crippler of children and on his picture's premiere to benefit this worthy cause.
Jerry voltou para Hollywood a tempo de sua extravagância cinematográfica anual, O Natal na Casa dos Lewis, 1960.
Christmas was another shoot. There was sound on film, 16 millimeters set up in the living room. There were lights, there was playback, and it was a staged affair. We did retakes. Christmas was more staged than others because of the just because of the set, so to speak. But the cameras were always rolling.
É difícil calcular quanto apoio a Paramount ofereceu à excelência do trabalho de Jerry entre 1960 e 65. Os filmes que ele fez nessa época já são considerados clássicos. Para a produção de Mocinho Encrenqueiro, ele pôde utilizar todos os estúdios da Paramount. A paródia de Jerry sobre o sistema de Hollywood visto pelos olhos de um trapalhão do estúdio é um de seus melhores filmes.
You realize that screw-loose imitation of a human being has disrupted this studio beyond control?
He, of course, goes to the studio, and the boss, my husband, is Brian Donlevy.
Helen, when you see this doctor, ask him why you're always getting laryngitis. You've had it 3 times in a matter of months. You? What are you doing here? Well, I guess it's all right this time.
And Don Levy gives him the traditional list of things to do.
Hills. Take Mrs. P there, drop her.
And of course he wants to do the best job possible and screws it up immediately.
So long.
Okay, yeah. Mrs. P, the Beverly Hills, and then I have the car wash, and then I have a medicine man fix the building.
So we get in the car and off he goes. Now he's repeating all the stuff to do, and so when he sees the car wash and he goes in. Forgetting, of course, that she is in the back seat because he's very busy memorizing what he is supposed to do, and the lid is down, right? Now he takes the crane, his toy, he loves his cranes, right? And he goes back while this car, you never see a cut, this car goes through the car wash. And then he comes out at the other end, and of course there she is, sputtering and spewing. Everything is drowned. She's drowned. Then he opens the door and a flood comes out. That's one of the best jokes ever made on film. And I'm in it, and that just thrills me no end.
Try this.
It's a good note.
None of the pictures were really critical successes. They were all picked apart in various forms. Too long and too much from this and too much of that. I kind of quit reading the critics too. I don't recall ever having a good review.
Em novembro de 1962, Jerry começou a rodar o filme que hoje é considerado sua obra-prima, O Professor Aloprado.
Professor Kelp? Are you all right? And if you are, where are you all right? Oh. 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 Oh, Dr. Warfield wants to see you in his office.
Dr. Warfield?
Yes, right away.
I use too much.
We were doing A Nutty Professor, and it came time to shoot Buddy Love for the first time. He set up the shot, exactly how I was going to do it, camera here, camera there, I'll make the entrance here, and I'm waiting outside the dressing room door. Very unusual, he wouldn't let me in. And the next thing, from inside the dressing room, he yells, "Roll 'em!" And he came out of the dressing room as Buddy Love and looked at me, and I was just stunned. I almost fainted. I would have probably stopped it. I would have said, you look like you're nuts. Of course, in retrospect, people love that character.
He didn't feel comfortable with the character of Buddy Love because people compared it with an imitation of Dean Martin, and that was not what he was trying to do. He was trying to do something that never had been done in a monster movie before, and that was to make the monster a more good-looking and beautiful person than the person who created it. And so Professor Kelp, the poor little thing that was so sensitive and thought he was so ugly or homely or bad-looking, didn't turn ugly and mean like a werewolf. He turned to slick and beautiful Buddy Love.
What'll it be?
Aw, that's no way to talk. What'll it be? That's no way to treat a customer. Come here, try it like this. Pay attention. You'll feel better and the customers will be happier. Try this. What'll it be? Try that. Come on, we haven't got all night. Try it.
What'll it be?
Good, that was wonderful. Did anyone ever tell you you couldn't sing? Nice. Make me an Alaskan polar bear heater on a double. Come on, come on.
Jerry ficou tão absorvido por Buddy Love que costumava levá-lo para casa.
We didn't know how to relate to him. It was difficult to relate to him as Dad, much less as this person in strange makeup who was very ominous. The appearance was ominous, and so were his actions.
Oh, please, Mr. Barroom Brawler. Don't hurt me or anything like that.
He came home in costume, dressed as Buddy Love.
Well, when he'd come home, we knew the car was in the driveway, and his keys would clink on the table, and then he'd whistle, and everybody ran to the door. But when he came home in a bad mood, I said to the kids, scatter, don't come in.
And the Mayer house was such that, being 16 or 17,000 square feet, you could go 2 or 3 days without seeing a sibling. So there were lots of places to hide, and we did. And, you know, when the storm cleared, we'd come out.
Enquanto isso, na Paramount, Buddy Love começava a assustar os executivos do estúdio.
Did you say a polar bear heater?
All right, pay attention. 2 shots of vodka.
2 shots of vodka.
Little rum.
Little rum.
Shot of vermouth.
A shot of vermouth.
A shot of gin.
A little gin.
A little brandy.
A little brandy.
Lemon peel.
A lemon peel.
Some more scotch.
Some more scotch.
Now, mix it nice.
Hey, I never tried one of these. Do you mind if I take a sip?
Oh, go right ahead.
Not bad.
The studio didn't understand his pictures at all. They just looked at them and they were strange to them. Even the Nutty Professor, they looked at the Nutty Professor and they thought, gee, this isn't terribly funny. As the co-writer of these pictures, I had to attend some of those meetings and defend the picture. You know, Jerry said, you talk to them. I mean, they're a bunch of morons, you talk to them. These stupid people, they called them every name in the book. I don't think they knew what they had. And I think he felt that way too.
270, take 2.
It was as though the string ran out on that whole period. It was making movies like they're not made anymore.
Come over there. I'm gonna have the United States Army. I'm commandeering this truck. Are you kidding? I'm not kidding. You heard me. You and the guy in the microphone. Out of the truck. No.
We put things on the paper and shot things only because they just made us laugh.
Don't worry. Everything's okay.
Not somebody coming around and saying, well, I mean, it is funny, but don't you think it's not real? Or don't you think it would be better if you're... All these things that are so destructive and eventually... You know, the whole picture business went that way. The whole television business went that way.
Em 1965, depois de fazer 33 filmes no período de 17 anos, Jerry Lewis deixa a Paramount.
From the time he came here, when Hal Wallace brought him over here, and to the time he left here, he was probably one of the biggest money makers for Paramount, if not the biggest.
It was tough going through the gates. He's a very emotional man, and it hurt, but it was his doing. He didn't have to leave. He decided to make the move, and we went to Columbia.
Da Colômbia, ele foi para a 20th Century Fox. Depois voltou para a Columbia. Jerry era agora um produtor independente no mundo dos contratos freelance.
He had no more power control like he did. Where he was part of a family. Now he's out there just like another actor, doing it for another company, and with a different director, and he's got no power. He might think he has, but he's going to make that picture X dollars. That company's not in there to throw money away.
Em 1970, uma bilheteria fraca amarga suas relações com os estúdios de cinema. Os americanos não estão mais interessados em Jerry Lewis. Para a geração que cresceu no contexto do flower power e do amor livre, ele era quadrado.
You've just seen the new Jerry Lewis picture, The Big Mouth. What's your verdict?
Crazy, man.
Crazy?
Yeah, like a trip.
A trip?
No, a happening, Daddy. A freak out.
A freak out?
Hey, man, don't you dig English?
You will see which way to the front and you will laugh.
Qual o caminho para o front ficou 3 dias em cartaz em Los Angeles e saiu para dar lugar a Woodstock. Após 5 anos como produtor independente e 7 tentativas decepcionantes, Jerry Lewis parou de fazer filmes.
Emotionally, it must have just destroyed him, you know? Because when you're the king and you're not the king, it's tough.
Mas seus problemas profissionais não eram tão graves quanto o estado de sua saúde, que se deteriorava. Desde os primórdios com Dean, Jerry era famoso por suas quedas.
They were great falls. I got all of the bones and all of the pains to prove it.
5 anos antes, em 1965, no palco do Sands Hotel, em Las Vegas, ele trincou pedaço da espinha.
I took this double header off the piano, which made me 12 feet in the air from my head, and I came down and landed on my spinal column.
Well, he took one of those pratfalls and just lay there. And he couldn't get up. Well, they closed it down and they carried him out.
They prescribed Percodan, but they prescribed 1 a day. I was up to 13 a day after 7 years. That's when I became addicted.
Assolado por problemas profissionais, financeiros e físicos, Jerry continuou trabalhando. Em 1971, foi para Estocolmo para estrelar uma produção internacional chamada O Dia em que o Palhaço Chorou. Ambientado num campo de concentração nazista, o filme conta a história de um palhaço que tem permissão para viver desde que divirta as crianças ali aprisionadas. Algumas semanas depois de começarem, o produtor saiu. Jerry assumiu a responsabilidade de terminar o filme com seu próprio dinheiro, mas o filme nunca foi lançado.
I think the Percodan might have had some effect on his choice of that script and wanting to do it so badly. I can't speak for him, but it's my opinion that probably had a lot to do with him going there and being so intent on finishing that film.
Depois de O Dia em que o Palhaço Chorou, Jerry se retirou da comunidade cinematográfica de Hollywood. Os amigos que o visitavam voltavam assustados com seu estado.
He was really foggy during those years. You know, he's not incoherent, but when you get down to talking about making a movie or doing this or that, he just got kind of vague.
When you're at 13 Percodan a day, as I was, I can't tell you anything that happened between 1974 and 1978. That 5 years is dead in my brain.
He functioned. I mean, it was difficult for me to function with him, to try to make sense out of some of the things that were happening. But he did a lot of, you know, he did his tours, he worked, he did his telethons.
Jerry nunca permitiu que suas desventuras atrapalhassem seu trabalho em prol da Associação da Distrofia Muscular. Apesar de sua própria saúde debilitada, ele aumentou a duração de seu programa anual beneficente para 21 horas. Jerry transformou o Teleton num desfile de astros americanos e internacionais transmitido ao vivo via satélite de Las Vegas para centenas de canais de televisão do mundo todo.
No, there will be no practicing on my time here. What are you, crazy? A man's got to sing something.
Oh, not the new clubs, Jerry!
Em 1975, o Teleton de Jerry angariou 18 milhões de dólares e foi o terceiro show mais esperado do ano. Para Jerry, seu maior momento nos anos 70 aconteceu no Teleton de 1976. Os fãs esperaram 20 anos para ver Dean e Jerry juntos novamente no mesmo palco.
You know, it seems like we haven't seen each other for 20 years.
Well, you know, there was all those rumors about our breaking up, and then when I started the show and you weren't here, I believed it. So you working?
Em 1978, Jerry é indicado para o Prêmio Nobel da Paz por seu trabalho para a Associação da Distrofia Muscular. Naquele mesmo ano, Jerry estava em Houston visitando seu velho amigo, o cardiologista Michael DeBakey, quando desmaiou no hospital.
Dr. DeBakey took me into a clean-out, put me out for 44 days. And when I awoke reborn. Cleaned me out perfectly. And I've never taken anything but maybe an Advil since then. That was 1978 when I got cleaned out.
Watch out, America! Jerry's back!
Em 1979, Jerry dirige o seu primeiro filme depois de 10 anos, Um Trapalhão Mandando Brasa. Um Trapalhão Mandando Brasa faturou 55 milhões de dólares no mundo todo, mas naquela época Jerry estava falido e teve que repassar a sua participação nos lucros aos credores. Após 38 anos de casamento, Jerry e Patty chegam ao fim de sua vida em comum. Eles se divorciaram em outubro de 1982. 8 semanas depois, Jerry é levado às pressas para a sala de emergência do Desert Springs Hospital de Las Vegas. Ele havia tido um forte ataque do coração.
It was tough. He came out of it okay, and I feel foolish sitting here. But it still affects me.
A recuperação de Jerry foi impressionante. 2 meses depois de operar o coração, casou-se com Sam Pitnick, uma dançarina que conheceu durante as filmagens de Um Trapalhão Mandando Brasa. Em 1992, Jerry e Sam tiveram uma filha.
Come to daddy.
Eles a chamaram de Danny, em homenagem ao pai de Jerry.
Hi, Daddy's girl. Oh my God, she's got a faucet in her throat.
Sam e Danny viajaram com Jerry por toda parte. Seus amigos dizem que elas lhe deram nova vida.
And that's the whole purpose of this program.
Em 1995, Jerry fez uma volta triunfal e realizou um sonho antigo. Estrelou um musical da Broadway.
Cannibals munching.
Jerry um dia explicou que a vida não era engraçada, que era preciso pensar nas coisas para torná-las engraçadas.
Stays like the hopes that were dashed when the stock market crashed. Those were the good old days.
Nos momentos fáceis e nos difíceis, Jerry sempre foi fiel ao menino que, há 65 anos, subiu no palco de um hotel e descobriu que nasceu para nos fazer rir.
Oh, yeah!
Jerry Lewis enfrentou seus demônios. Alguns de seus filmes fracassaram na bilheteria, programas de TV foram cancelados e alguns espetáculos nunca aconteceram. Ele sobreviveu ao divórcio, a uma cirurgia cardíaca, a câncer na próstata e anos de decadência, mas conseguiu sobreviver. Há momentos de seus filmes e espetáculos que sugerem que o melhor de Jerry Lewis ainda pode estar por vir. Este é Biografias e eu sou Jack Perkins. Até a próxima vez.
Mundo apresentou Biografias.
Há mais de